A very good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lift Thine Eyes. Great to see you all. I hope you've had a good day today, and I'm sure everybody's really excited about our performance tonight. My goodness, what a program! I've spent the afternoon getting everything loaded up and listening to all of your wonderful performances. Of course, the big news today is, aside from the fact we're singing all of our greatest hits, we get the world premiere of your Lift Thine Eyes. And, well, Mark will back me up. I think it's the best thing the choir's produced yet. And it's honestly no offence to any tenors and basses listening. It's just as we have progressed throughout this year, we've gotten more and more confident as an ensemble. We've got more confident with the mixing and the editing. And we've got a fantastic team of engineers working with us. And what you have produced, everybody, is unbelievable. So I can't wait to share that with you. We're going to have to wait, though. We're not going to hear that until the end of the concert. Sorry. You know me. You know me. Don't boo. Don't boo. So, folks, I just need to do my usual sound checks. Now, if you are out there watching and you're new to Self-Isolation Choir, or you've come along this evening to hear the concert, a very, very good evening. Hello. I'm going to be talking for the next 10-15 minutes primarily to the choir. So, of course, feel free to listen in, but this is sort of behind-the-scenes stuff, all right? And probably about 10 to 5 to, I'll start talking to the audience. And, of course, everybody in Self-Isolation Choir, I hope you've got everything that you need for the next couple of hours. You'll need your drinks and your refreshments, and make sure that you're entirely comfortable in how you are and what you're wearing. I'm wearing my concert gear, and, yes, I'm aware that there's no tie. It's one of the advantages to being the musical director. So you can get away with something like this. I did think about doing the button up, but at that point, I'm afraid it's more sort of, bless you, my child. So I think we'll leave the button undone. All right. So anyway, sound checks, everybody. Good. So that's for the warm up. Anyway, so let's have a bit of recording, shall we? So, of course, if you're listening along on headphones, on speakers and so on, and you've turned them up so you can hear me nice and loudly, maybe sneak that volume level down for me just for the next few minutes, because I'm going to play some very loud tracks, and I'm going to try and make everything light up red here so I can get the balance right. So just watch out for that, everybody. We're going to start with a bit of, shall we have a bit of Verdi? This will wake you up. Here we go. Marvellous. Okay, how about let's have some Vivaldi. That's rather good. Let's have some Handel. Splendid. A bit of Fauré. Oh. Splendid. Okay, that's the first half. Just want to check some a cappella stuff. So let's have a bit of, let's have some Grieg. This is quite loud. Careful, everybody. Lovely. Let's have some Quanta Qualia. That's about all I can listen to without welling up. Some Rutter, I think. Marvellous. I think we are pretty much there. Let's have the two Fieri tracks. Splendid and marvellous. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try one more track. This is a very, very special track. You're the first people to hear this, and I wasn't going to play this until a bit later, but just for you. Okay, don't tell anyone I played this for you. There we are. And that's you. That's the sound of you clapping yourselves. I've got 3 levels of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I have small, medium, and large. I'll be honest, I've always wanted a button like this. Okay, I've always wanted a clap-on-demand button. And my day is made. In fact, my millennium is made. Thank you very much indeed, Mark. So Mark has sent me a text saying everything sounds good. Thank you very much, sir. Of course, for those of you new to the choir, Mark is the founder of this wonderful group, and he is in the booth. If you are looking at the comments here on YouTube and you're seeing them just stream up as hundreds and hundreds of people come online, well, occasionally you'll see a yellow box with the self-isolation choir there. That is Mark, and do say hello to him. If you want to say hello to a particular person, if you type @ that's the @ symbol, and then start typing the name of the person, you'll be able to send them a little message with their name highlighted. And so everybody, say hello to Mark. All right, and of course Mark is doing an important job tonight, everybody. He's here to answer your questions. If you're not sure what's going on, he'll let you know. And of course, if any Wallies turn up, any idiots decide to appear, and as I say, impress us all with their extensive vocabulary of 4-letter words, please pay them no heed. Mark is in the booth and he will smite them mightily with the troll hammer. So I think we are pretty much ready to go in terms of the tracks and the sound. That's marvellous. And we've got lots of lovely people. So let me say hello to some lovely people. And lots of people saying hello to Mark. That's great. Hi, Mark. Hello, Mark. Definitely. And so hello, and I want to say a very special hello to Jill, who is in Thailand. Hello, Jill, and I know that you're up very, very late tonight to sing with us live, and just bless you. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your encouragement, and to anybody else on Jill's side of the world at the moment, if you're in Asia and if you're in Australasia and you're up late singing live with us. Amazing. You get tonight's Star Trooper Awards. You really do. Well done. Brilliant. I hope you have lots of fun. And then I'll take tomorrow off, okay, from singing. Take tomorrow off. You have my permission. I hereby grant thee tomorrow off. That's very generous of me, I know. Splendid. So how is everybody else doing? Hello, Carol and Julia. And hello, Judith. Mark's hammer is definitely ready. Hello, Julie and Kit Kat. Hi, Kit Kat. Hello, Margaret and Chris. My goodness, these comments are moving so quickly. Fabulous. And what's great is everybody is so supportive and so lovely in this choir. If you are new and you haven't popped up yet in the comments, you haven't said hello, don't feel that you have to, but if you were to, people would say hello. It's that kind of choir. It's so lovely. And who'd have thought, a year ago, I was remarking to my wife, I would usually at this exact time of year be in Nailsea, which is a small town just about 20 minutes from where I am here, conducting my orchestra. And of course, the orchestra haven't been meeting since March, and this would be our annual concert evening. So I'm used to performing at this point in November, but usually I'm miles away in a cold church. Just getting that, and everybody who sings in choirs and works with orchestras understands that's the pre-concert, the butterflies. Yeah, and is anybody else feeling the butterflies? If you are, it's entirely normal. And isn't it wonderful that we're getting the butterflies before an online concert? Well, a couple of things to just help with that. One thing, I had a music teacher once who said, if you feel nervous, if you feel butterflies, if you think, oh, I'm a bit worried about that performance, he said, think of it in the same way as that excited feeling you have the night before something fantastic, like a birthday or Christmas or something you're really looking forward to. And so that might be one way to help. I have had students, when I've tried to say that back to them, of course, it's just the same as the night before Christmas, say, no, it's not. But the other thing to remark upon, of course, is that we know that these recordings sound fantastic. Okay, we know that you have already done the work. And so this is just a total celebration. It's all here. It's all loaded. I will press play. We will all sing along. Everything sounds amazing. And we're going to have a great time. So what I'd ask you all to do, if you have any butterflies, and I'd share that. I've got some butterflies, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a nice deep breath and blow those butterflies away. Let's get rid of them. And again, nice deep breath. Blow them away. Marvellous. One more. Really nice deep breath and a nice sigh. And splendid. Well done, everybody. Great stuff. Lots of people putting butterflies in the comments. Oh, great. Linda, you're absolutely right. Linda has said, and we have to remark on this, there's no queue for the loo. Your interval drinks, I presume, ladies and gentlemen, you're just going to be able to pop across and get your interval drinks without having to queue. I mean, if you are having to queue for your interval drinks, then, well, you must have a lot of people living on your house. So, interval drinks, no queue for the loo. Anything else? In what way does this experience, how does this compare to a same room concert? From my point of view, obviously, I've still got lots to do, but I don't have the same level of, well, I don't have the same responsibility, but I have quite a lot of stuff to press and lots of buttons to control. But at least I know when I press the button, the track will start. So no comment at all on my players. And they always do play. If I give a downbeat, they play. But at least I know that everyone's going to play when I press the button. Dave already has his interval drink already lined up next to my water. Excellent. Yes, my post-concert drink is in the fridge. Rod says, church tomorrow, but no singing allowed. Well, sorry to hear that. Hopefully it won't be much longer, everybody. We'll see. All of this stuff about vaccines is great. Right, so people are saying differences. No travelling in bad weather. Will there be a raffle in the interval? Oh, wonderful. Oh, the tradition of the concert raffle. Kit Kat says no driving. Oh, I'm with you on that. No driving. No uncomfortable uniforms. It's a lot warmer than our local church. Josh says no errant trumpets. Oh, the split trumpet note in the middle of the finale. It's just... Thing is, it wouldn't be live music if it wasn't for all of these things, would it, everybody? Oh, let's see. So, Pat says, we can all see the conductor clearly. Fantastic. Glass of wine. Fantastic. Oh, fab. And I know we're going to have lots of people coming along tonight, so we'll be saying hello to lots and lots of our friends. Oh, no hard pew seat, says Kathy. Absolutely. No bake sale, says Perry. Absolutely. Oh, fabulous. Nobody fussing about uniforms. I tell you what, the uniform aspect of choirs is the bane of my life, everybody. And, I will share with you, right back at the start of the choir when we were putting Messiah at Home together, we were talking about the performance on May 31st. Mark and I were starting to get questions from you about what do we wear for the concert. And Mark sent me a message saying, the choir are asking what should they wear. And I'm afraid I have had so many people over the years saying, what should we wear? Which uniform? Is it the walking out uniform, or is it this uniform, or is it? And do we wear the earrings, or do we? And I just wrote a text back to Mark, just along the lines of, I hereby state that I have absolutely nothing to say about uniforms and so on. And I worded it like that and gave him a real fright. So I think he thought I was quitting from the tone of it. No, I wasn't, absolutely not quitting. But in terms of uniforms, as long as you are happy, as long as you are comfortable, I am happy. Okay, if you're in full concert gear with tux and so on, or if you're in a nice slinky black number with earrings and so on, whatever makes you comfortable. If you are in a rugby shirt, that's brilliant too. As long as you're comfortable. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is really all about you. Okay, it's all about self-isolation choir. It's the first time we've had a performance of this length that is all your music. And this is one of the really exciting things about tonight, folks. We have an opportunity for the first time to really showcase what we can do, and what you'll hear over the course of this evening, and giving nothing away. You'll hear the evolution of the choir from the first half, which is very bright and exciting, and some of our earlier projects, to our much more up-to-date stuff, and of course Lift Thine Eyes, which is, well, I mean, it's still warm, it's still fresh out the oven, ladies and gentlemen. And when you hear that, you will really think, my goodness me, we have come a very, very long way. So, no dodgy staging, no parking problems. I can drink whatever I want. I can slurp. Kit Kat can slurp her water. The mugs are smart too. Pyjamas, says Cynthia. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Saying people saying looking very smart in black. I think Penny said our local choir dress code is please wear clothes. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you're in self-isolation choir as long as you are comfortable. We make no judgments. That's one of the great things about it. Jean is excited to hear us all in Lift Thine Eyes, and I can't wait to play it to you. I mean, it's just here. I'm looking at the button. I could just press it. I could, but I won't. I won't, because you will love waiting for it, and you will love hearing it at the end. It's going to be amazing. Elizabeth says this is the first concert I've sung lying down. Fantastic. Well, that's a good idea. I wonder if I arranged the camera, if I could just sort of lean back and just sort of. In fact, I could. I like the idea of that, Elizabeth. I could just sort of do that. What do we think? No, maybe the second one. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough of me being silly. I think our audience is going to be arriving, so I think we'll start prepping for that. So I'm going to get my phone. I'm going to put my phone on silent. It's always a good start. And I'm going to make sure I've got my refreshments. If you could do the same, everybody, we will be starting on the dot of 7 o'clock with our first piece of music. So, oh, hello, Joyce. Don't worry, you're not late. Jean is saying the who stands where can be a nightmare. No, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun, everybody. Splendid. Right, so, well, I know that all of that's working. And so in a couple of minutes, everybody, I'm going to talk to the audience and welcome them all. We'll start on the dot of 7 o'clock and we'll proceed. So just so you know, self-isolation choir, what we're going to do is we're going to group our pieces into blocks. So we'll sing all of the Vivaldi Gloria pieces without me talking in between. They'll just proceed as we did when we performed the Gloria and Elijah the other week. Then we'll have, I'll announce the two Requiem sections. So we've got the Verdi and we've got the two movements from the Fauré. And so they will run as a block as well. And then, of course, the Messiah. Now, for the Messiah, the first movement, as you'll see from your programme, is Comfort Ye, which is sung by Alex Sprague. And so after the In Paradisum, I'm just making a note to myself, I will sit you down. I'll give you the universal signal for take a pew. Okay, and then stand you up for And the Glory of the Lord. Now, as always, we are all human, myself included, ladies and gentlemen. If I sit you down and then fail to stand yourself up, please just stand up, okay? I mean, I'm writing it down, I should remember, but if I don't remember, then please just stand yourselves up for And the Glory and Hallelujah. There will then be a 20-minute interval, just like there was with Elijah. So the logo will come up on screen. There will be a countdown from 20 minutes. And when the countdown finishes, we'll start the second half again. Just a quick thank you to Mark Cease for putting that together for us today. Brilliant job, Mark. Absolutely fantastic. Then the second half, everybody, we'll have multiple blocks. So we'll have the African Sanctus on its own. We'll have the Grieg, the Rutter, and the Bluebird as a block, as a sort of a summer school nod. We'll have Quanta Qualia on its own, because it has to be. And then we'll have the two Mendelssohn pieces at the end. Okay, so, and I will explain this to the audience as well. So just so you know, there'll be 3 blocks in the first half, 4 in the second. We're going to sing in the second half, just so everyone's aware, we'll sing Lift Thine Eyes, then we'll sing Thanks Be to God. That will be the end. We're then going to encore Lift Thine Eyes, but it'll be your version. Okay, so we're actually going to have Lift Thine Eyes 3 times tonight, everyone. We're going to have it once in the concert, okay? And so it'll be Quanta Qualia, then Lift Thine Eyes, everybody, then Thanks Be to God. That'll be the last thing officially. We then have Lift Thine Eyes sung by you as our first encore. And because you'll love it so much and because we'll all be crying, we'll have it a second time. And then we'll finish with Hallelujah. Okay? So just to say that one more time, in the second half, when we sing after Quanta Qualia, we will have Lift Thine Eyes sung by Fieri. Then we'll have Thanks Be to God, also sung by Fieri. We will have a lovely rousing round of applause, which you have very kindly recorded for us. And then we will have our encores, which will be Lift Thine Eyes sung by you twice. First time so you can listen, second time so you can sing, and then Hallelujah to finish. All right, everybody? Fabulous. And Mark is saying, enjoy yourself tonight, have fun. And that's my message as well, choir. I'm 100% convinced that my job, a lot of conductors, I think, they think their job is to craft beautiful music. And I'll be honest, that is part of my job. But the most important job, I feel, is that I want you out there to feel powerful. I want you to feel strong, and I want you to feel confident. And if you do in any way feel those things, well, then I've done my job. And by the end of tonight, I want everybody out there to be feeling really happy and really powerful, because that really is what this choir is all about. So enjoy it. If we were all in the same room, I would be asking you to walk out onto stage at this point, and the audience who hopefully are out there watching and waiting, and a very good evening to all of you, would be applauding as you walked out on stage. And for the next few minutes, this enormous choir of now 700 plus would be filing out into their chairs, whilst the audience very patiently applauds every single person. And so what we'll do is I'll please ask everybody to just make sure that they're comfortable. I'm going to talk to the audience in a couple of minutes, and we will start on the dot of 7 o'clock. So thank you everybody for all of your lovely comments. I'm going to bid them adieu. I can still see them over on the screen, but I'm going to go full screen. So here we go, everybody, and marvellous. Excellent. So just to address everybody in the audience, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming to our concert tonight. What you're going to hear is a celebration of the Self-Isolation Choir, and at 7 o'clock I'll do an official announcement and start the concert off, but I want to start by just saying how immensely proud I am of every single person involved in this amazing organisation, not just my wonderful colleagues Mark and Katie and everybody else who works for Self-Isolation Choir. I shall name all of them at the end, but also everybody in the choir who works so hard to support us, to support each other, and to do good in the world. This is an organisation that's raised over the last 9 months tens of thousands of pounds for charity, has supported musicians, has really made a big difference in the world. So I just want to start by saying a huge thank you to everybody in the choir, and I hope you enjoy this evening, everybody. So I'm going to be quiet for a couple of minutes, and I will speak to everybody at 7 o'clock to start the concert, but I hope everyone has a great time tonight. Thank you so much for being here. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lift Thine Eyes. It's 7 o'clock and it's time for us to begin our concert. A very good evening to everybody out there who is joining us for our first big compilation concert. Tonight is a mixture really of some of the very best tracks that we've put out over the last 9 months or so, as well as some brand new stuff that hasn't been heard before. We'll start with some movements from the Vivaldi Gloria, we'll have some movements from the Verdi and Fauré Requiem and Handel's Messiah, and then after our interval we'll have some of the most beautiful a cappella choral music, and as I've said, something very special, finishing with a rendition of Lift Thine Eyes from Mendelssohn's Elijah, sung by our Self-Isolation Choir sopranos and altos. Now, everybody, this choir was formed in March of this year, in late March actually, by Mark Strawn and myself to sing Handel's Messiah at home. And that project, well, I think it's fair to say it grew far beyond anything that Mark and I could have ever envisaged. It turned into a project that stretched right round the globe, that brought together thousands of people to sing this amazing choral piece, but more importantly, to form a new kind of choir, a choir that is made of people from all around the world who love singing more than anything, and who want to make a connection with other people who love singing. And that is the thing. Really, all the music that you're going to hear is unbelievably impressive and exciting and wonderful. The thing that has thrilled me most about the Self-Isolation Choir is that it is now, it's a cliche to say, but it is a family, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to those of you who are in the audience and do enjoy tonight's performance. Those of you in the choir, have a fantastic time, because this is your concert. So we're going to start, everybody, with the Vivaldi Gloria. We're going to sing 4 movements for you tonight. We'll sing Gloria in Excelsis, we'll sing Et in Terra Pax, Domine Filii Unigenite, which is a real favourite of all of us, and then Domine Deus Agnus Dei, with the wonderful Helen Charlton as our soloist. Richard Gowers is the organist, and before we start, of course, I just want to point out to anybody who's in the audience, all of these pieces have been recorded in isolation, with none of the people singing in the same room, or even necessarily even meeting or knowing each other, and that makes it all the more impressive and all the more exciting. Now, I'm going to conduct all 4 of these movements without announcement in between, and at the end, well, I'll tell you about the next 3 pieces. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed tonight's concert. It's going to be really, really exciting. Ladies and gentlemen of the choir, can I invite you to stand, please? Thank you very much. And we'll start with Vivaldi's Gloria in Excelsis. Enjoy, everybody. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first block of pieces, of course, all taken from the wonderful Vivaldi Gloria, and those pieces were all recorded at the end of this year's amazing summer school. Vivaldi Gloria was the crowning achievement of that wonderful 3-week block, and these recordings, well, they are absolutely fantastic. Now, at this point, I need to introduce to the audience the wonderful Fieri consort, who have been amazing throughout this process of recording music. They joined us for the summer school, and they have produced some of the most wonderful recordings ever since. Helen is one of their altos, and we've been singing along with them all the way through the summer and the autumn. So hello, Fieri. I think you'll hear in the comments, and just a huge thank you to all of you from all of us. We'll be hearing more from the wonderful Fieri consort shortly. Now we're going to step into a different sound world, everybody, from the glories of the Baroque to a more intense and a slightly darker tone. We're going to sing a couple of movements now from 2 Requiem masses. The first, well, is a very, very famous piece indeed. This is the Dies Irae from Verdi's Requiem, and we'll follow that with 2 movements from the Requiem by Gabriel Fauré. A very, very different approach to the text, and in fact we've been running a Requiems at Home course where you can also learn the Brahms Requiem and the de Rufflet Requiem, and I'm going to be conducting the Mozart Requiem in January. So we've been covering all the different ways in which you can sing this wonderful Requiem Mass, and so we'll have some real fire next, everybody, with this Verdi Dies Irae, and then the beautiful Agnus Dei and In Paradisum from the Fauré Requiem. Now, for these recordings, Self-Isolation Choir were joined by the wonderful Recordare with their fantastic conductor Harry Bradford, who's one of my wonderful conducting colleagues with Self-Isolation Choir. He has been amazing running all of these Requiem courses for us, and excuse me, and his choir Recordare have done an amazing job. They're singing with us for Christmas as well, and in this case we have James Orford on the organ, and he is playing the organ of Westminster Cathedral, everybody. So do please enjoy Recordare and sing along with them as well as we perform the Verdi Requiem Dies Irae, and then Self-Isolation Choir singing these 2 movements from the Fauré, all with James Orford. So everybody, time for Dies Irae. Here we go.
quantus remo est futurus, quam iudex est venturus, cunctas ric pediscus surrus.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that absolutely heavenly? We started with the day of vengeance and the day of judgment and ended up in paradise. And once again, a huge congratulations and thank you to Harry Bradford, to Recordare, to James Orford for their absolutely phenomenal work with Self-Isolation Choir this year. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Of course, we haven't heard everything from you yet, and we're really looking forward to hearing the rest of those wonderful requiems. So thank you, Harry. Thank you, Recordare. Amazing job. Now, everybody, we have one more block of music left in this first half, and we're going to finish this first half where it all began, with a block of music from Handel's Messiah. And Messiah at Home was as I say, the impact of it, we could never have predicted so many people would want to be part of our little project. Born here in the West Country of the UK, it went global, and as a result we have, well, as I'm quite fond of showing members of the Self-Isolation Choir, we have this amazing CD, more CDs to come. But the thing that I still remember more than anything else is that feeling of camaraderie, everybody working together to produce something unique, something very, very special indeed. Now, we're going to begin our little block here with a solo. We're going to have the wonderful Alexander Sprague singing Comfort Ye, My People. These are the first words sung in Handel's Messiah, and when Mark and I were discussing setting up Self-Isolation Choir and performing Messiah, it was the fact that the first words sung in the piece are Comfort Ye, My People. I felt that was just the perfect way for the choir to start their message to the world. And so we will have Alexander singing that for us now. And then the choir will sing "And the Glory of the Lord" and the Hallelujah chorus, after which we'll have a 20-minute interval. So choir, if I could invite you to sit yourselves down. You've earned a break for a couple of minutes, and we'll enjoy Alexander's singing before you're on again singing a couple of movements for us. So everybody, please welcome Alexander Sprague with our incredible Baroque orchestra, which is led from the harpsichord by Lawrence Cummings, and the leader of the orchestra is Rebecca Durston. So please enjoy, everybody, Comfort Ye, My People.
Prepare ye the way of the Lord, Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. And all flesh shall see it together, for the Mount. And all flesh shall see it together, and all flesh shall see it together, and all flesh shall see it together, for the Mount. And all flesh shall see it together. And the glory of the Lord, and all flesh shall see it together. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed. And all flesh shall see it together. The glory of the Lord, and the
ladies and gentlemen, of the Self-Isolation Choir. There is only one thing that can follow something as stupendous as that, and that is this sound. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen, for your applause. That recording was created today by our wonderful engineer Connor from sound recordings made by Self-Isolation choristers. I think it's one of the greatest sounds I've heard yet in this choir, apart from, of course, all this wonderful music that we've had in the first half. So everybody, thank you so much for singing along and for enjoying that wonderful first half of music. Now we're going to have a short interval of 20 minutes, and so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set this up here. There will be a countdown on screen. Of course, at the end of the countdown, we'll start the second half. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, everybody. It's absolutely wonderful from where I am here. And we'll have just a fantastic second half with some African Sanctus, some Grieg, some Rutter, some Patrick Horse, and of course, your version of Lift Thine Eyes, which is the best thing I think we've ever recorded, and that's saying something. So everybody have a great interval. Well done for a great first half, and I'll see you in 20 minutes. Thanks, everyone. Well, everybody, welcome back from our interval, and I hope you are suitably refreshed. And thank you to everybody for the wonderful chat in the comments over half time. And what a first half we had. Some of the most exciting and thrilling music that we've committed to recording throughout our short existence so far. And this second half. Well, this second half is where we look inwards a little bit. We've had some of the louder and more exciting and brasher movements. We're going to sing some pieces now that mean a huge amount to all of us in Self-Isolation Choir. We're going to sing our anthem very shortly, Quanta Qualia. It's certainly become our anthem. We're going to be singing Lift Thine Eyes and the Bluebird very shortly. But our first piece, I can't put it in with anything else. The first piece is truly unique in the second half. The African Sanctus by David Fanshawe is a milestone of choral music of the 20th century. It's not an easy piece to attempt, but choirs who do put the effort in always say what an amazing experience it is performing it. And Mark is a huge fan of the work, and when he told me that he was going to bring in our wonderful colleague Ellie and her amazing choir Cantos to teach Self-Isolation Choir the Lord's Prayer from the African Sanctus, I thought, what a fantastic idea. It then turned out that Mark knows David Fanshawe's widow, Jane, who gave her permission. Thank you, Jane. For us to sing and to record the Lord's Prayer to a version of the piano part being played by David Fanshawe himself. And so this work has become very, very important to all of us at Self-Isolation Choir. It was led by my wonderful colleague Ellie, who is absolutely fantastic. And the choir have done an outstanding job in performing this beautiful and very, very moving piece. So everybody, to start our second half, please welcome the Self-Isolation Choir with David Fanshawe on piano, performing the Lord's Prayer from the African Sanctus. Thank you.
Who art in heaven, hallowed
Thank you so much, everybody. What an amazingly beautiful and so touching way to start our second half. And can I just thank Ellie Slorak and her wonderful choir cantos for leading us in that performance. Of course, we're all really looking forward to Ellie's leading us through the Bach St. John Passion, which is going to be really exciting. At this point, I'd also like to commend my amazing colleague, John Warner, and his phenomenal Orchestra of the Earth. Their performance last week of the last movement of Mahler's Second Symphony is one of the most inspirational video performances I've ever seen. It was absolutely remarkable. I feel it represents a big step up in what self-isolation choir is capable of, and more importantly, what I think online music and online music making is capable of. So to all of my amazing colleagues, to Harry, to Ellie, to John, and to all of their fantastic singers and performers, thank you so much for all of your hard work with all of these wonderful choristers. So thank you, everybody. Our next block is all taken from our unique summer school, and this was a wonderful experience this year. 3 weeks, each one had a different theme. The first week was 7 pieces by the fantastic British composer John Rutter, who's been a favourite of mine since I was a teenager. The second week, well, that was a sort of a lollipops week. My favourites and Mark's favourites, we sang things like Zadok the Priest and Ave Maristella, and this wonderful piece called Quanta Qualia by Patrick Hawes, which we'll be singing in a moment. We also sang The Bluebird by Charles Villiers Stanford. So our next 3 pieces are taken from that wonderful summer school, and we're looking forward already to Summer School 2 next year. The first piece will be Edvard Grieg's Ave Maristella, and this was the first time that we'd heard Self-Isolation Choir sing a cappella with a really big wall of sound, and it was a really powerful experience when I first heard that. We'll follow that with For the Beauty of the Earth, which is sung by Self-Isolation Choir again, with Anna England on piano, and then finally The Bluebird, which is sung for us in a special recording, not available anywhere else. It's been recorded for us in this concert. The Bluebird will be performed by the Fieri Consort, and we'll be singing along with them. So these 3 pieces will proceed one after the other. So choir, if I could ask you to get Ave Maristella ready, we'll begin. Thank you, everybody. Now choir, I'm going to give you your notes. Okay, so I need to turn my keyboard on, so it's decided to turn itself off. And so we'll start with the second basses. So second basses, here's your G, and first basses, tenors, alto, alto 1, and soprano. Okay? Here, everybody, is Ave Maristella.
For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child,
Brother, sister, parent, child, friends of love, friends of love,
for gentle thoughts and wise, for gentle thoughts and this a joyful hymn.
a joyful hymn of praise. For each perfect gift of thine, to our race so freely given, praises to This a joyful hymn of praise. This a joyful hymn of praise.
And now, everybody, your notes for the Bluebird. Okay, give me just a moment. So, here is the note for the basses: tenor, alto, soprano, and the solo in a few bars. Here we go, everybody. Here's the Bluebird. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will want to join me in thanking and congratulating the amazing Fieri consort for that wonderful, wonderful rendition with Lucy Cox singing the solo. I've mentioned them and all our wonderful partners this year. We are so lucky to be working with such phenomenal musicians who can record that for us. They've also been so generous with all of their support and all their encouragement to all of us. So again, please join me in thanking all of our wonderful partners. And at this point, before we sing the next movement, I want to thank a group of people who do a huge amount for the self-isolation choir, but aren't really seen very much. These are our sound engineers, the people who take all of our performances and who mix them and who create the final versions that we enjoy so much. And there have been a small but significant group of people who've been working with us over the last 9 months. The first person is James McGee, who I hope is here this evening. Hello, James. James was our sound engineer for Messiah at Home, and he and I put so many hours in, particularly him, on creating and crafting this amazing sound. He also is responsible for mixing all of the John Rutter pieces that we've been singing, as well as Ave Maristella, Quanta Qualia, which we're about to sing, and the Vivaldi Gloria. So amazing job. Thank you so much, James, for everything you've done for and with us. We love working with you. Can we also thank the fantastic Josh Cooter, who is one of the Fieri consort tenors, and he is a sound engineer as well, and he has recorded and mixed and edited Elijah for us, and we'll be hearing some of his work very shortly. Matt Norris has been a sound engineer for us and did a lot of the recording of Ashley Riches and the organ for Elijah, and our recent friend and partner is Connor Kearns, who is an amazing sound engineer, and he is responsible for recording the Fore Requiem and the Lift Thine Eyes that you'll be hearing at the end of our concert. So can we just take this opportunity as we pause for a moment to just say to all our amazing sound engineers, you guys are phenomenal. We wouldn't be anything really without you. We a whole load of disparate recordings, and so these people, they take our individual voices and they blend them together, and they are as essential to the functioning and the success of this choir as anybody else. So to all of you, thank you. We applaud you. In fact, I'm going to give you we're going to have a little clap from the Self-Isolation Choir for all our sound engineers. Okay, everybody. Thank you, choir. Thank you, everybody. So we're going to move on after that very short pause to catch our breath. And we're going to sing a piece that means a huge amount to everybody in Self-Isolation Choir. The next piece is Quanta Qualia by Patrick Hawes. Now, Patrick Hawes is a contemporary composer, and he has become a huge supporter of this choir. He has not only did he allow us to perform his work, he actually taught it to the choir over video, and has been an incredible support to us. He has since written us a Christmas carol, which we are learning at the moment. We'll be premiering it on December the 20th, and I mean I just can't tell you, Patrick, if you're here, I cannot tell you what an honour it has been to conduct and to teach your music. It is sublime. Now, everybody at home who knows this work, get ready for this. The emotions of this piece are so beautiful and so intense, largely down to the combination of magical music and the words by Andrew Hawes, which translated, ladies and gentlemen, translates as, "Oh my soul, wait, how great and how wonderful the joys of the meeting will be." So I'm delighted to present Self-Isolation Choir performing Patrick Hawes' Quanta Qualia. Everybody, here are your note spaces. Here's your A flat baritone, tenor 1, and the note that makes it magical, soprano. Here we are, everybody. Do enjoy Quanta Qualia.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you can see why that piece has become really a symbol of everything that's special about this choir. It's music that speaks to our hearts. It's music that speaks to us as people, that we can't wait to be together, and how great and how wonderful that meeting will be. But what we've managed to achieve in isolation, ladies and gentlemen, is frankly staggering. I remember when we premiered that, and Patrick himself was in the comments, as many of you are tonight, and he actually said, as we were going through that amazing section, that massive climax with that huge note, he said, this is the best this has ever sounded. And this is a choir where people in it haven't met before. I think that's remarkable. And so everybody, to all of you who submitted recordings of that and who worked on that, thank you. It's my favourite piece of the year. It's wonderful. So everybody, we come now to the final block of pieces, and I just want to take this opportunity before we introduce the last section to thank all of our soloists this year. You heard a wonderful saxophone on Quanta Qualia. The saxophone was played by Sophie Burrows, whose work is absolutely wonderful. We've loved hearing her play, and we're looking forward to working with her again on a future project. We've been blessed with some incredible organists. I've already mentioned Richard Gowers and James Orford. We've also worked with some of the best singers in the world. On Messiah, we had the wonderful Carolyn Sampson, Jennifer Johnston. You've already heard Alexander Sprague, and you're about to hear, in a few moments, you'll hear Ashley Riches, who was our bass on Messiah and is also our Elijah, and he is unbelievable. We've had so many wonderful soloists this year, and we're just so grateful to all of you. Thank you for everything that you've done for all of us. So thank you, soloists. At the very end of our Mendelssohn set here, we're going to have an extended bit of applause, and at that point I'm going to invite everybody to clap wildly for everyone who's contributed to this year. Now we're going to just change the order of pieces, folks. We're going to sing Lift Thine Eyes first, and this is going to be with the Fieri Consort. This is the track we've been rehearsing with and singing with for quite a while, and so we'll sing along with that performance, and then we will sing again with Fieri for Thanks Be to God. But that won't quite be the end of the concert. So everybody, if I could invite you to turn to your Lift Thine Eyes score packs and turn to Lift Thine Eyes, please. We'll have the sopranos and altos serenade us with their wonderful angelic singing before we finish with Thanks Be to God. So sopranos and altos, here are your notes. Alto, second treble, first treble. And so we'll have Lift Thine Eyes followed by Thanks Be to God. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that wonderful singing, Fieri, and thank you all of you at home for that wonderful applause. That's the first time that we've heard the choir applauding, and you absolutely deserve every single one of those claps and every single one of those cheers. Amazing work, everybody. Now, we're not quite done yet. Now we've been teasing about a version of Lift Thine Eyes, and before I play it to you, I just want to say one more time, all of these voices, all of these tracks, all been recorded in isolation. The version of Elijah that we are working on, that we've just released the conducting tracks for, is going to be the largest thing we've ever attempted. We'll be singing that next year we'll be premiering it on February the 13th in a very special world tour performance where we will perform it 3 times in one day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if all the choir will join us for all 3, but I will be there. We'll have a performance for 3 different time zones, so that wherever you are in the world, you will get a premiere of Elijah. That's going to be absolutely phenomenal, and you're not going to want to miss that. But of course, tonight's concert has been all about what we've achieved so far this year, and the title of the concert is Lift Thine Eyes. Mark and I were discussing what to do back in September with lockdowns and everything else looming, and we decided pretty quickly we needed something that would bring us all together, no matter which courses we had or hadn't done, and allow us to really celebrate what it is that makes this choir very special. And the sentiment behind Lift Thine Eyes to the mountains whence cometh help. All of us have been looking up. I've been looking up at you into this camera for months and months and months. You've helped me to lift my eyes. I hope that being in self-isolation choir has helped you lift your eyes, has helped you in your dark times, and we've all had a really very, very difficult year, to say the least. And this choir has been one of the absolute highlights for me. So thank you, all of you. Before you even hear this wonderful Lift Thine Eyes, thank you for everything that you've done. I think what we have here is a choir that will be here for many years to come. We have shown that this is more than just a bit of fun. This is more than just a placeholder until so-called real choirs can come back. You're about to hear something that will make you completely and utterly delighted, and I'm sure you'll agree with me once you hear it. I think it's the equal of any choral society, of any choir I've ever heard. This is as real a choir as anything I've ever conducted, and I'm so proud to be involved with it. So without any further ado, I'm going to conduct you, the Self-Isolation Choir, in the premiere of Lift Thine Eyes from Elijah. And so I'd invite you, in particular ladies, but gentlemen, if you'd like to sing along, you're very welcome to as well. Here are your notes, everybody. Here's Lift Thine Eyes. Well, there's only one way you can follow that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hit all the applause buttons at once. My goodness me. Absolutely staggering. Well done, sopranos and altos, and well done everybody in Self-Isolation Choir. That is an immense achievement, and I'm sure you'll agree, having heard everything that we've done so far this year, we are absolutely heading in the right direction. That is the best thing I think we've ever recorded, the best production value. Connor, amazing job mixing that. Thank you. Well done, everybody. Well, look, we're going to have that one more time because I'm certain everybody was listening and not singing. So we're going to sing it again. But before we do, there's just somebody I need to ring. And we all know that, of course, without this gentleman who's about to be on the phone, we wouldn't have a choir. So I need to ask him to get involved at this point. So we're going to give Mark a ring, everybody. Hope he answers. I hope he's at home. I see he's not picking up. We all know.
Hello?
Hello, Mark. You're on with the choir.
Oh, hello, everybody. It's Mark here. I just would like to say a quick word of huge thanks to you all for the most incredible performance this evening. It's been quite incredible. It's been moving. You've made me cry. You've made me laugh. You've made me dance. Just two quick things. A quick thank you to Ben for his usual musicality, his enthusiasm, his infectious smile. Ben, you are quite extraordinary. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, Ben, for everything that you've done for us and that you will do. Can't wait for Mozart, who should be absolutely amazing. I'd like to also thank every one of you listening tonight in the choir. You are amazing. We have come a long way in the last only 8 months. I can't believe it. But that performance of Lift Thine Eyes is world class, and you should be proud of every note that you sang, whether you recorded it or not. This is your choir. Finally, to the audience, thank you so much for coming. I hope you've enjoyed it. And on that note, before I fall apart completely, I'm going to say thank you very much. And here is, I'm sure Ben is going to play Lift Thine Eyes once more. And thank you so much to everybody.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks very much. I'll talk to you soon. Well, everybody, the man himself. We are going to have one more sing through Lift Thine Eyes, and then we'll finish with Hallelujah. And then those of you that know me know that I have this wonderful gong on my desk, and you've been waiting for me to bang the gong. We bang the gong when we finish a course, ladies and gentlemen, and at the end of the concert, at the end of Hallelujah, I will bang the gong. So everybody, in order to get there, we've got a couple of pieces to sing still. So if you've sat back down again, can I invite you to stand one more time? Sopranos and altos, will you sing for me? Will you sing your version of Lift Thine Eyes? Because it's the best. It really is. Alto, treble, first treble. Enjoy, everybody. Here is your Lift Thine Eyes.
I have come.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, sopranos and altos. And I'm sure you'll agree with Mark, that's world class. Absolutely fabulous. Well, everybody, we have one more piece to sing. And so will you join us? Will everybody please be upstanding for the last piece, which is the Hallelujah Chorus from Messiah by Georg Friedrich Händel. And just to say to the choir, if you remember when we learnt this, I asked you when you're singing this to call to mind different people who mean the world to you. And every time you sing Hallelujah, have it mean something different to you and to them. And I would urge you to do that now, to really sing everything that you have for this wonderful choir that we're all in, for everyone who means everything to you. This is a very, very, very special evening. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for singing. If you would like to come along and join us, if you've not joined us before, have a look at the website. We're working on a Christmas programme and Mozart Requiem at the start of next year. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave where we started with Georg Friedrich Händel and Hallelujah. Here we go, everybody. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen of the Self-Isolation Choir and honoured guests, thank you so much for being here tonight for our first compilation concert. It's been such a joy to sing all this music and to see we've had well over 1,000 people here live, and I know many more will enjoy it later on. So thank you for being part of a very special evening, and we look forward to seeing you in a future event, a future course. We're, as I said, rehearsing Christmas at the moment. Do join us on the 20th of December for what's going to be a very special Christmas at home, and of course Mozart Requiem. We've got so much coming up next year. Please do have a look at our website. Ladies and gentlemen of the choir, enjoy the rest of your evening. Those of you who are up late, go to bed, sleep well, and I will see you very soon. Everybody, lots of love from me. Thank you to everybody for taking part, and have a good evening. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.